exciting times here. It's Saturday morning, we're back in and it's set building again for our Shrek the musical production. So we've got some of the sketches of the sets that we're currently working on and the things that we need to produce over the next few weeks. Popped up and saw some of the things that we've done today, so we've got some materials in order. But today we're going to be focusing on some of the smaller bits that gives the other people a chance to do some of the paint work for it. So obviously I won't give out some of the plot, although the plot's pretty easy to understand what it is, as the film's been around for some time. So what we've got for the first part is we've got the toilet that's in the swamp, and we're going to use this in two parts. So first of all, we're going to have it in the swamp scene, which is this scene here. So it's actually going to be in the swamp scene here, so the set's going to be laid out, and this is going to be movable. But there's also another scene a bit later on where they're actually walking back with the princess, and obviously she hides out at night. So what we're planning to do to make it different is have this part removable. So at the moment we'll have the square bit that looks like this in the bog, and then when they're in the bogland we take that out, and when they're in the fields the top comes off, so it looks slightly different, but we're still going to make it look like wood. Now we have got the chokey from Matilda that we're going to repurpose. So we've got that over here ready to go. We've played around with some ideas of how we're going to make the wood look, which is over on this side. So we'll have a bit of look better in how we can do that. We've also got to bear in mind these have got to be lifted off and on the stage. So that's the other thing that we have when we're building them. We've got to keep in mind that they're light enough for us to move. And then on some of the other areas we've got this part, which is actually the campfire scene. Where there's obviously a song here, Who I'd Be. And so for the campfire scene, we're going to repurpose some of our other props that we've done for the Christmas production, which is over here, Mr. Bradley. So we've got the big chicken. You're going to say good morning, sir? Good morning. So we've got the chicken here. You can explain what we're going to do with this one then, sir. How are we going to play this one?
So what we're going to do is we're going to use the gravestone, what we had in the Christmas production. Cut that down to make it part of the base for the stick for the chicken.
Right.
We're also going to have it on a handle, so it looks like it's actually being turned, with fans blowing up to make an artificial fire.
Right, wait, the fans just... right, so like the computer.
Yeah, they're just out of a PC. Blow up some tissue paper to create a flame effect.
And what will that run off? Just normal
batteries? Battery.
Brilliant. And then around the outside, we're going to make some blocks to make it just look a bit more like a fire. So our plan for the first part of today is to get the fire pit bit done, and then the first bit to do with Shrek's. So it's obviously we've got to take all these sharp bits off that we use in the chokey. So it's a case of just refurbing some and doing a bit of paint work and resetting. So that's our first test. So by the end of today, hopefully what we're going to try and do is have this part done, the top bit assembled, and this part ready to go as well, or at least get it ready to paint. So we have got quite a bit we need to build, but it's absolutely going to be fantastic. So we'll keep posting the videos so you can see our progress. Right, well it wouldn't be the same day today without Vic and Bob on the job. So what we've done is we've designed the ends of the wood with the end grain in. So the black line is cutting them out and the red lines are engraving. This has probably took about 20 seconds to do. We've then saved it onto the software that downloads it to the laser cutter, uploaded it into the laser cutter so it's ready to go, and we're just about to laser cut one of the end stops out. So the first thing it will do is start to just engrave the lines going through. So there's a lot of smoke here, but the smoke's actually being extracted through the HEPA filters. Still none of the smoke's coming up, which is just as well as the design has a smoke alarm just right above it, but it's all taken out through the filters, so we're good. And you can see once it's doing there is once it's starting to engrave, and then you'll hear a big noise kick in where the laser will hit full capacity. And when we say full capacity, it's about 80%. There we go, so now the laser's coming in now, and this is actually cutting right the way through the material. So this is just a quick way of us basically modelling some of our prototypes from it. So we've done that. I'm just going to literally take it straight out. It's not hot, as soon as the race finishes, it's out. So this is the end of our grain. So I'm just going to take it from Bob, and we're just going to place it onto the flare. So we're doing the second part from here. Right, so we're doing, looks like we're doing some testing here. Is that for the flames?
For the flames, so yeah.
So maybe if we had like a canopy or a cone to push the air up,
yeah,
and then that bit on the top of the cone, that might do it. Like a thrust in the engine.
Yeah,
it looks like it's working, okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to be for the flames. So if I just zoom out a little bit, what you can see is we've started to do the logs of the fire. So we'll have 2 flames down here, these bits down here. It's only a prototype, so if we get it working all well and good, there'll be lights with it as well. Maybe look up like a mesh, do a cone mesh with the paper in.
There's ways around it.
Yeah, we'll sort it. And then the bits of it just laser cut, sorry, are actually for the ends of the logs. So hopefully it's the right size. Better cut another one then, mate. Oh no, that one's not glued in, yeah, we can take that out. So, yeah. So this one isn't glued in, yeah, but you can see we've started to do the actual, so it looks like the wood's on, so when this is lit up, hopefully it will give it that effect. So yeah, that bit's just going to go on to the end of these. So we'll get those days cut. Yeah. Get those days cut, just need another one, we've done one from there, and then we'll get that assembled. That's it, so it's the end of the day, of day 1 of the Shrek 2 the musical production and building some of the sets. So it's 3 o'clock as we are down here. So today our plan was to get the transformable part for the toilets, for the swamp, and also for the shack as they're walking Fiona back to Dulac. So that's where we are. So that's where we've gone from the sketch. We also was going to try and do this drawing which we did, which was the campfire. And you can see it's not the best of drawings, and it doesn't actually show how it all goes together, but from that little sketch, what we've managed to create is the following. So we've got the door, which we've put out. Let's just zoom out a little bit from there. And then we put the ivy on, so it makes it look a bit more like it's in the swamp. And then when you're ready, sir, there we go. So we've got the bits at the top going on. So you can see some of the detail from the side. And then this will actually lift off. Any chance you just lift that off, sir? So for the next scene, or for one of the scenes, just to make it look slightly different, from a different sort of shack, that bit comes from the top. And then we've got the same set that we can then use for the second scene. So it's the same thing, but we just made it look different by moving the top bit on. Right, now the next bit is this phenomenal thing here that Sir's just done. So you can see what we've got now is the chicken on a skewer or on a spit. What we have done is we've sanded down some of the blocks to make them look like sandstone or just rock, should we say. We've got the fire bit painted from here. So as it's evolved, we're actually probably, if we're going to struggle with getting the flames going with the tissue, because the fans may not be strong enough. So what we might do is use the fan, but put LED lights in, so it lights up, and with the fan moving, we'll give it that flickering effect as if it's on. So we've painted all the other side bits up, even got the end grain onto the wood. Bit of the things down there. Do you just want to drop that next to it, sir? And we'll take from there. It does move, so it is working. It's a bit noisy, but we've got a sound effect for the door.
Very true.
Yeah. And so, you're doing all the legwork here, matey.
That's all right.
So you can see that we've got the sort of scale and proportion it is. So when the characters are stood next to it, it's actually about the right sort of height, really, for that to go. And then quickly in between the change of scenery is literally we just drop the one through. That's it. I got it right. I shouldn't worry too much about that. And then just slots back. So with 2 people just lifting that up, we're back to where it was on the other part. So that's the first part of the Shrek scenery done. Plenty more that we've got to build and construct as well as we go along the way. But for day 1, that's not too bad.